Hey Aquarius, this reading is for October 2019 or whenever the messages may find you and resonate. As always, we are using the Game of Thrones Tarot today, Aquas. If you are interested in the imagery in this deck, just scroll down to the description below to check out more information on this deck and all of the decks that I use in Lunartics Tarot readings. We are going to do an abbreviated Celtic cross-spread today, Aquas, to see how things have been going for you in Libra season 2019, how fixed air has been faring in cardinal air season, and how they will go for the rest of the month, maybe even moving into November 2019, or again, the messages may resonate whenever they find you. We have the Queen of Earth, Queen of Coins in this deck. At the center of your reading, and of course she is in reverse as you saw, so there could be significant earth energy here, maybe a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo, who's very significant to you at this time, who is missing from the picture, isn't around, or is upset with you in some way. Maybe is ill, isn't doing well since she shows up in the reverse. You also have the Ace of Fire coming through, though, crossing this energy. Now, when I say there could be significant, well, there is significant earth energy here, but what could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo who's very significant to you now, that, of course, could mean energy in your own chart, because Aquarius could be your sun sign, but it could be your moon sign, it could be your rising sign, your Venus, your Mars, your North Node. It could be any planetary placement, rule any part of your chart that's just particularly significant to you or that you identify with. Or perhaps you just found the message coincidentally. And that can always mean that a reading is for you too, if you just feel drawn to it, if you just happened upon it, or we're drawn to the title maybe. But whoever this is at the center of the reading, whether it is this earth energy close to you or representing a part of you yourself, Aquas, this is an energy, this is a mature feminine energy who's feeling unstable, feeling insecure, feeling without perhaps money, resources, maybe a place to stay, a physical need like that. And I see some confusion or even self-induced confusion, distractions, many options, choices, perhaps living in a fantasy land in some way to some extent. I see that type of energy in the past. But while that may have led to the state of instability and insecurity that we see in the present moment, whomever it belongs to, and as I say that, it makes me feel like, you may be sharing it with someone, even if it's someone around you who's feeling that way. It's almost like you're sharing it for some reason. Regardless, we do see this burst of inspiration, maybe spiritual, likely creative inspiration, this burst of passion, meeting the situation, coming through in spite of that instability and maybe insecurity. Okay, let's keep moving forward with this, Aquas. Where is this leading us in the near future? Where are we headed as a result of this burst of inspiration? this spiritual birth in a sense. Burst of passion. It looks like it's taking you then into a space where you're ready to leave what is not meant for you behind. Ready to relocate. That may mean for some literally, certainly in an emotional sense, with it being the Eight of Chalices, the Eight of Cups in this in this particular depiction, the Eight of Water. It's above all else an emotional matter. You've got the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Cups now bordering this insecurity, but again with a burst of passion, a burst of inspiration. The path we see, that I can see in front of me here, the trajectory seems to be, you know, you've had dreams, Aquas, you've had fantasies, you've had daydreams, you've had options, but they haven't been grounded, and now you're seeing that in your physical world. There's something showing up that is ungrounded, that is in need of a little bit of creativity and or practicality being applied to the situation. For a lot of you, it's both. There is this inspiration, this burst of creativity, this passionate happening coming in, and I think what you're going to be leaving behind is the Seven of Cups. Right? This is the energy you're coming out of. So that tendency to daydream and fantasize, but without ever grounding those dreams in reality. That's what this inspiration seems to really be. Inspired to act, inspired to make something real, make something more than just a thought, an option, a daydream, right? Secure it in reality in some way. Take the first step forward, share the idea with someone, whatever it means to ground it. And in that, you're leaving this tendency behind, right? This tendency to this tendency to use escapism. In whatever way you might do that, right? This tendency to overindulge in things that maybe aren't meant for you, or to just stay distracted by all the choices you have, and so keep yourself from really making a decision that would move you forward about what you want to focus on, right? So let's get a piece of advice for you, Aquarians. And then one more future card as well that will take us into the more distant future. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to get sort of an overview energy. The Fool card comes through for your piece of advice as your advice card here. An Aries energy. Could possibly be what you're headed toward as you are learning to love the sound of your feet, walking away from things that aren't meant for you. You're advised here to take a risk, to go on a new adventure, to try something brand new, to be curious about the mysterious, unknown, wild future in front of you, rather than fearful, right? To embark, to embrace, to begin again where it is necessary, to be a student again, to learn again, to be the rookie, the amateur, the failure, someone who's just learning and so is not good at something yet, and so fails and is ridiculed, is criticized, is judged because of that. You go through that process again and again and again, no matter how old you get or what you achieve. It's a moment for you to be reminded of that you need to go through that again and again and again to keep growing, and to truly follow your passions, to truly follow what it is that excites you, that ignites you, that inspires you. That at this point in time, the reason you need to hear it is because at this point in time, it's something that will ground you. And maybe for a lot of you, this is, physical security in terms of resources, money, even specifically, that is needed here. That grounding may be very necessary. And it's like, there is some fear here in this new beginning. You have the Libra card, the Justice card, Libra energy showing up on the bottom of the deck. We are still in Libra season, of course. I said at the beginning of the reading we wanted to see how cardinal air season was treating fixed air energy, right? It's introducing this new beginning that you should absolutely embark on. Take a risk, take a chance. It's like there's some fear here, but it's like this is exactly what you have been daydreaming, fantasizing about. Well, you've manifested it. Here it is materialized in front of you. It is just the beginning, but you have to say yes to walking that path. And it looks like, again, you really feel inspired to. You feel very passionate about that. For some of you, this is specific for some. For some of you, this is a child that is coming into the picture, and you're having to leave behind daydreams and fantasies and really secure your home, your finances, etc., because there is a birth happening around this time or soon, and you're aware of it around this time, right? And this is why you're leaving other things behind, because ultimately, as well, in the outcome of the situation, you have the Temperance card here, and I say outcome, it's the more distant future, right? So once you walk away from the things that aren't really meant for you anymore at this time, you're going to find a time of studying on your own, as we see pictured in this version of the Temperance card here. You're going to be studying, you're going to be researching, as I said, you're going to be learning again, be like a student again for this new path that you're on, maybe a new craft, a new area of study in general. Again, something that ignites you and excites you, or something that the reason you're doing it, if it is for example, if it is a birth, specifically a child, literally, then the reason why you're on this path excites you, right? And this is reminding me of the Trinity symbol that is in as it usually does, that is in the more traditional version of the card. And so I see this family forming, ultimately, as a result of someone walking away from fantasies in their path that aren't meant for them, and choosing instead to embark on this path where they really try to prepare as properly as possible to invite a life into the picture and into the world. But again, that is just very specific for some, but it is a great analogy even for those of you who shouldn't take that literally, right? Because you are certainly birthing something into the world. This inspiration, this idea, this passion, it's equivalent to you conceiving something and growing something, and birthing it, and then it will need to be nourished, because that burst of inspiration is not the follow through, and it's not the energy to follow through either. That it is a gift from the divine, and it is only a seed, and you have to water it in order to see it grow. You will have to go through all of those steps. You should think of it as a child that you're birthing into the world, right? If you've got the seed of inspiration, then it's you that can make it manifest and make it real and share it with others or not. And we see that it's not always going to be a party in the traditional sense, because you see him studying here alone at night by candlelight. So this may be, it can be fun for a lot of us, especially Aquarian energies, right, to engage and indulge even in these types of activities, but they're often in solitude, they're often long hours, it's also a lot of mental strain, right? A lot of A lot of exhaustion can be associated with all of that, right? So that may be why, you know, in the past here we've been stalling with this, you know, engaging in fantasy and escapism, overindulging in things that haven't been healthy for us, resisting this Eight of Cups moment where we have to leave those types of maybe more childish, immature behaviors behind. There's a purpose to the daydreaming, right? There's a purpose. There's been a purpose to the fantasizing and the daydreaming and the all the consideration of one's options. But there may have been some stalling here for that reason, because we knew that this time of intense focus and research was ahead, and it will be, as I said, something that can really be embarked upon, indulged in, embraced, as we're, you know, if we use our curiosity to walk the path, I think is a lot of what the Fool card is suggesting here in the advice position. If we don't look at it with an energy of judgment, if we don't judge the experience, if we don't judge our findings, as we begin to learn more about, I think for a lot of us, a higher calling, but whatever area that we are wanting to expand in, specifically career for most here, I think career, education, or a hobby that you take that takes up a lot of your time, right? Some of you, if that's not the way in which you're maybe preparing to birth and nurture something, maybe it is just, you know, learning about child rearing in general, but that, you know, just specifically for some again. But we did have the Judgment card showing up on the bottom of the deck before we began the reading, so I also feel like it's, you know, it's encouraging us to walk down this path with curiosity instead of judgment. There's also a message here to allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. It looks like this situation, however it applies to you specifically, may also bring together two partners, maybe even a couple, a pairing of sorts, two opposite energies together. I suppose they could be opposite parts of you, opposite energies within you, right? Or the partnering of you and what it is that you love to do coming together, spending time together in this intense focus, but it's quiet and effortless focus, right? With the Temperance card. And it's a state of harmony and balance. It's a state of flow. That is you in a state of flow, doing what you love to do in this instance, in this reading. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, Aquarius. That's what we see coming through for October 2019. I hope you all are making the most of Libra season 2019 and the Pisces moon energy now, the Aries full moon energy that is almost upon us. The precise and impartial truth, and this was true for the Cancer reading just before yours as well. The precise and impartial truth is cutting away the untrue. It doesn't look like we need to do a lot of work in order to make that happen. We call that in, we invite that in, we welcome that. We always intend to unconsciously encourage that in our life, right? And so, and especially in Libra season, that is just happening for us. It looks like our focus just needs to be on grounding and realizing dreams, fantasies, potential, options, choices. The one that scares us, the one that asks us to walk away from some things that aren't for our highest good and won't help us to epitomize ourselves or our, you know, our minds, our bodies, our spirits, that don't necessarily certainly support the healthiest version of us, right? there's also definitely a focus on securing our health, as our health is our wealth, especially if you are feeling insecure in any sort of material sense. Focus then on your health, which truly is your wealth. So with that, Aquarians, yeah, I think I will leave this session there. Thank you so much for all of your support to Lunartics Tarot and all of the different ways that you do. It is so appreciated. If you are interested in ordering a personal reading from me, just scroll down to the description box below and check out your options and links there. I love you, Aquas, truly, and I will post another reading for us just as soon as I can.